why did you want to start a YouTube channel? Are you happy with the content you're making? What is your total thoughts? If you could create your own TV or streaming series, where do you see your channel a year from now, or even at 20K? Where do you see it? Hey, what's up you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome to our comfy, cozy 10K Q&A. It's comfy and cozy because I'm in my pajamas. I've literally no makeup on. In fact, I just got out of the shower, and I also have like Mrs. Fields cookies like right here in case I need a snack while doing this. I have my water in a wine. I have my water in a wine glass. This isn't alcohol, it's water, just in case I get a little parched. And also it's comfy and cozy too, because knowing me, I am a very verbose person, so I suggest you get comfy and cozy while watching this video, or maybe you could just have this video on in the background while you do something productive. I don't know, but I want to take the time to answer all the questions. Not too long though, but I want to take the time to answer all the questions, and I got a good number of questions here. So full disclosure, I've glanced at all of them, but I literally haven't really like seriously thought about any of my answers to any of these questions, so just letting you guys all know. And then also just wanted to say, of course, thank you guys so much for submitting these questions. I especially loved reading the comments under the video, letting me know how you found this channel. As I suspected, a lot of you found me through reaction videos, but there was one person in particular, I think his name is Michael. Yes, Michael Muriello. He found me through my first travel vlog video where I got stranded in LAX, so I mean, Steffi, wasn't your flight supposed to leave at 10:30 a.m.? Well, kids, I have a story to tell you. Michael, thanks so much for sticking around since that tragic event, and if anything, consolation for that is that you found me, so hello. All right, let's just get into it. Here we go. So question number one comes from Vincenzio Lucia. Vincent, and he wants to know for the Q&A, why did you want to start a YouTube channel? I'm also going to combine this question with Fred P because he asked what made you start creating videos, because I feel like they're kind of similar. So I feel like the reason why I started creating videos was because I needed a creative outlet. I believe I first started my channel in 2016, and that was around the time when I had just graduated college. For those of you guys who don't know, I actually, right after college, was in law school. I didn't finish, but I was in law school and I attended for like about a year. And I remember going into my first year of law school, that was like the first time in my life where I had no creative outlet. Because all my life up until that point, and I don't even think I realized it until that summer before law school started, I always had some sort of creative outlet. Growing up, I was a dancer, I also played piano. I had a natural interest in movies and television and music, and in college, one of my majors was creative producing, and I took that through the film school at my university, so that was another creative outlet for me. Like, I just always had something creative going on with my life, so that was kind of the reason why I wanted to start a YouTube channel, was so I had some sort of creative outlet still in my life. Additionally, I think I just ultimately always knew I wanted to have a YouTube channel, and at one point too, I actually had a joint YouTube channel with two of my best friends from high school. We're still friends to this day. It was called The Great Indoors. We had that channel for about a year, but the reason why we stopped doing it was because it was just very hard for us to logistically come together and meet, because this was like when we were still in college, so we were very busy. A long-winded way of saying it was always something that I wanted to do, but it just like came about during a period of time when I knew I needed a creative outlet, so that's why I ultimately started doing this. And then Fred P additionally asked, did you know what you wanted your channel to be from the beginning? Somewhat. Like, I knew I wanted to talk about pop culture related stuff. People that I was really loving and watching at the time was a YouTube channel called Two Gay Mats. It's like these two guys, and they basically talk about different things in pop culture that they're loving and whatnot. There's still a YouTube channel, you could look them up, but I think watching them be so passionate and excited about things that they loved kind of inspired me to do something like that on my own channel. And I think like just in my everyday life too, I am that person among like friends and family who I'll recommend like, oh my gosh, are you watching this show? Or oh my god, have you seen this movie yet? Like that's just like who I am as a person. So it made sense for my YouTube channel to be that. I think though, honestly, Fred, I'm still trying to figure out what my YouTube channel is, because even though I always feel like my YouTube channel has like split personality disorder, like there's a very clear, distinct pop culture side to the channel where I would say I'm primarily known for like reaction review videos, but I also do like movie reviews and music reviews. But then at the same time, I have like the more personal aspect to my channel where I have like travel vlogs and then like day in the life vlogs. So I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what this channel is. It's still a work in progress, but that's the best way I can answer that question as of right now. All right, Den Roper, how old are you? I'm 26. That was easy. Under Solo wants to know, where are you based? So I'm from United States, specifically Southern California, Orange County area. And then Under Solo also asked, will you continue with Fleabag? Yes, I actually just released my reaction review to season 2. He also, or she also adds, I would also recommend Stranger Things. Well, I have reacted and reviewed Stranger Things, seasons 2 and seasons 3. So you can look that up on the channel as well. They're up there. Watermelon, when do you plan on watching Killing Eve? Killing Eve has been a show that's been requested for a very long time for me to cover. I know it's a great show. I only hear like positive things about it. I think now more than ever, I'm really interested in watching Killing Eve because the woman who created and stars in Fleabag also wrote the first season of Killing Eve, and tonally those two shows just seem very different. So I'd be really interested to watch it now more than ever because I'm watching Fleabag right now on the channel. I feel like at some point this year I will watch Killing Eve. I'm not quite sure yet if that's going to be the show I do right after Fleabag, but I am planning on doing Killing Eve at some point this year. And I know that season 3 comes out this year too, so now would be the perfect time to start. Patricia De Aza has 10 questions. Patricia, inquiring minds want to know. So she also has a couple of Whitney Houston related questions in here. So this is gonna segue nicely into the Whitney Houston related questions that I got. Patricia, let's start with your first question. Which most popular YouTube trending content do you want to do on your channel? I really don't know. I'm not someone who necessarily looks at trending topics and says, I'm gonna do this because it's a trending topic. I just more or less do stuff that I want to talk about, which maybe like for algorithm's sake, for number strategy's sake, that's not like the best way to go about doing things on YouTube. But honestly, I really don't follow closely what the trending thing is. If you were to ask me what is trending right now on YouTube, I honestly would not even know. So yeah, I don't really have an answer for that. Question number 2 is, if you're gonna do another Whitney Houston related video, which person connected to Whitney Houston or celebrity Whitney fan do you want to collab with? I think it would be cool to collab with Quincy Thomas, I believe is her last name. She was the girl who was on the episode of like Fanatic. It was a show on MTV back in like the 90s, I believe, and she actually got to interview Whitney Houston circa My Love Is Your Love era. That'd be cool to one day talk to someone, talk to a fan that actually got to meet her. But ultimate, if like in any way I were to ever get the chance to like talk to Robin Crawford, like that would be the ultimate person connected to Whitney that I would like want to talk to. I don't want to talk to like the brothers, I want to talk to Pat, I want to talk to Sissy, I want to talk to Robin. That's who I would want to talk to. For Robin's like safety, that'd probably be better if we like don't, because I honestly don't know how I would act. Like I'd probably like scare her away. So yeah, but that'd be my answer for that. Question number 3, what TV series season comeback was your highly anticipated on your channel? I'm always really excited for when Black Mirror comes back. Even though, if I'm being completely honest, season 4 and season 5 weren't necessarily my favorite seasons of Black Mirror. Regardless of that fact, every time I hear that a new season of Black Mirror is like upon us, I get super excited, and that's the one I'm always like, what's gonna happen? Question number 4, did you plan to do a Sims gameplay video? The only reason why I don't do that is because I don't know how to capture my gameplay while playing Sims. Additionally, I do everything on my Mac Mac laptop, and I watch a lot of sim YouTubers, and they have these powerhouse computers, and I don't know if my Mac can handle that. So as of right now, Patricia, no. Question number 5 is, who is your dream collaborator on your channel? I don't necessarily have a dream collaborator. I'm assuming when you say dream collaborator, you mean like with another YouTuber. You know what would actually be really cool? Someone who I've been watching on YouTube for several years now. Her name is Asia Jackson. She is a half black, half Filipino fashion influencer slash actress. It would be cool to collaborate with her because she started this movement called Maganda Morena X. I just think it'd be cool to talk with a fellow Filipina about representation in media, especially since she works in that industry. I think that'd be like a cool person to collab with. Question number 6, did you watch Prince Michael, Biggie, and Taj Jackson's movie review channel Film Family? I'm subscribed to their channel, but I don't watch every single video because sometimes they talk about movies that I just haven't seen yet, so. But I'm subscribed. Question number 7, who is your most disliked YouTuber? I really don't follow any of the big YouTubers. Like, I don't keep up with YouTube drama or anything like that, so I really can't answer that. Question number 8, which diva do you dream to have Vegas residency show? Ooh, I like that question. If Whitney was still alive, obviously I'd choose her. I mean, Janet had a residency already. Mariah's had a residency. Celine has had a residency. I mean, she was kind of really like one of the first. Gosh, I'm trying to think of like the divas. Who would I want? I mean, I think easy cop-out answer for me would probably be Beyonce. I'm not quite sure if Beyonce's at that point in her career yet where a Vegas residency is something that she should be thinking about currently, but I won't honestly be surprised if one day she eventually does have her own Vegas residency. So I'm just gonna say Beyonce. Question number 9, scenario question. If your friend had 2 tickets for Whitney Houston hologram, are you gonna join with her to watch the concert, or are you not gonna join with her because you really hate the hologram concert? This is actually a more difficult question than I thought. While the easy answer would be no. And I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no because I don't want to support that. Just, yeah, no. At the same time, I think it would be fun though if you were to go watch the Whitney Houston hologram with other diehard Whitney fans who hated the hologram. Question number 10, what is your total thoughts after you read Robin's A Song For You book? Generally, I support Robin. I'm so grateful that she wrote the book. I still sometimes can't even believe that she wrote the book because she's kind of this like mythical figure in the Whitney Houston story. So after kind of being silent for so long, it's crazy that she like came out with the book, setting the record straight. However, I do personally think that she's holding a lot back. For example, do I think their relationship ended in 1982? No, I don't think so. I'm sure there was an attempt to stop that relationship in 1982, but I highly doubt that like nothing ever happened after 1982. Ultimately, while there were problematic moments in Robin and Whitney's relationship, I'm thinking about the Joy story. I think it's sad that that relationship wasn't able to thrive in the open, or not even just thrive, just like exist out in the open because of the homophobic culture and the homophobic environment that the two of them were around. I just think it just sucks. And I think the thing that like gets me about the Robin and Whitney story is this idea that had the Whitney Can I Be Me documentary not put that issue out in the forefront to the point where it forced the Whitney Houston estate to kind of address it in their own documentary, and that in turn kind of more or less, I'm assuming, really encouraged and pushed Robin Crawford to own the narrative. That part of Whitney's identity quite literally could have been erased. And that's why like I always kind of go into this like tangential thought of like, this is why it's so important for people to own their own narratives and to tell their story in their own words on their own terms, or else like other people, they will take the narrative and tell it the way that they want to, and then the original story can be like misconstrued in some way and totally misrepresented. Okay, thank you, Patricia, for your questions. Connie, love Connie. Connie's such a long time supporter of the channel. Connie asks, on the Wendy Williams show last week, she highlighted the Whitney hologram tour. Your take? Ooh, okay, well, Connie, wait a second here because I did not watch that. So let me watch what she had to say and then I'll give you my take.
Clap if you'd go when it gets here. No, nobody.
Connie, I just watched Whitney's segment. Oh, I would agree with Wendy. Actually, God, to plug a video that I did almost about a year ago now, I made a whole video around the time when it was announced that there was going to be a Whitney Houston hologram going on tour. And I kind of broke down my full thoughts at that point. And honestly, my thoughts have not really changed since I made that video. This feels like a very obvious money grab. Not even thinking about like the moral and ethical reasons behind why this hologram is like creepy. I just think that the hologram that they've made literally does not look like Whitney Houston at all. I've seen the little video snippets of the hologram moving. The mic is so fucking far from her mouth. I don't know, the hologram just like looks really weird too. Like she looks like strangely tall, doesn't move like Whitney at all. And like the thing is, it's like you're advertising this hologram as like an evening with Whitney Houston and you're trying to sell us on the experience of what it would have been like to see Whitney Houston. But the thing is, it's like you created a hologram that's supposed to replicate Whitney Houston, but that doesn't even succeed. So then why are we paying money to see something that isn't what is really being advertised? And I think it's just so embarrassing. Like that's such a poor reflection on the estate, and it's not doing any positivity to Whitney's legacy. It's just like embarrassing for everyone involved. The last Whitney related question is from Prince of ASMR, and he wants to know your absolutely favorite Whitney song if you could only choose one. This is like probably the hardest question. Oh god, it changes. My favorite Whitney Houston song literally changes from like week to week, from day to day, from moment to moment. If I were to choose one as of right now, I'd probably honestly choose Dancing on the Smooth Edge. It was a song that was never officially released on an album. It was recorded around I'm Your Baby Tonight era, so it's like early 90s Whitney vocal. I think that song is just like exquisite. Whitney at her vocal best. For me personally, a lot of my favorite Whitney songs are like where we get like this like very sensual yet feminine, soulful Whitney, and I feel like Dancing on the Smooth Edge captures all of that. Produced by the great Narada Michael Walden. He, I think, in my personal opinion, is Whitney's like greatest collaborator. I would go as far to say Michael Jackson to Quincy Jones is Whitney Houston to Narada Michael Walden. Like that's how much I love the collaborations between Whitney and Narada. Dancing on the Smooth Edge is my favorite song, but if I were to choose like a live vocal, I would probably say like anytime she did You Give Good Love is like my favorite. So there. Done. All right, moving on to the next question is from Asmodeus Black. He asks a very funny question. He asks, do you think the other versions of you are doing well in the multiverse? I would hope that the other versions of me in the multiverse are doing well. Ever since I watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, sometimes I can really just like be deep in thought thinking like, oh my god, I wonder if there's a version of me out there that's living in a completely different time period. My friend Lisa has this theory that every time in your life you were met with like an either or crossroads decision and you made a decision that caused like another multiverse to be created. So like say we're living in the current universe where I chose to go right, there's an alternate reality where I chose to go left, and like that person, that me, is like living their life. So what would be kind of sad is if I'm living the least successful version of myself, of my life. So ugh. Mashup God Harper, congrats Steffi, ask for questions. What's your favorite movie of all time? Ooh, man, that's tough. You know what? I'm gonna say Almost Famous is probably my favorite movie. Yes, there are some problematic moments in that movie for sure, but I think as a whole I really love and adore that movie. Like that movie for me is like, it feels so cozy and comfy, and I kind of see a lot of myself in the main character as well. I think like to a certain extent he kind of is like living one of my dream fantasies of like, oh, what would it be like to be like swept into this world of music journalism. So it's such like a specific period piece in the 70s, and I think it really captures that era so well, and like the soundtrack in the movie's great. So Yeah, I love Almost Famous. BB8 asks, for Q&A, what is your best Ryan Murphy show? You know, favorite and best are two different things. I would say personal favorite Ryan Murphy show is Glee, even though like seasons 4 onward are absolute shit. But Glee's my personal favorite, but I think Ryan Murphy's best is probably American Crime Story, People vs. O.J. Simpson. Samu Isley asks, if you could create your own TV or streaming series from scratch, what would it be? Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I've been saying this for like several years now. For the longest time, I've had the idea of doing like an anthology series based on the 27 Club. So each season would be specifically about one person from the 27 Club. Would you start at the end and then work your way back? I feel like you could do that for the first season, but then you'd have to think of, if you were to do a second season and then more seasons of that show, you wouldn't want that to be the typical format because then it'd get boring. Okay, Movies FN Justin has a lot of deep questions here, so he asked a couple too. So Justin, thanks for the questions. Question number 1, are you happy with the content you're making now? Am I happy with the content that I'm making now? I guess, yeah, I would like my aunt, like, ugh. I don't know. I'm giving like a reluctant yes. I'm trying to like build credibility for myself on YouTube as someone who has like good opinions and thoughts with substance about pop culture related things. And I feel like the content that I'm making, it's helping that goal of me trying to become like a valid YouTube critic / commentator. God, I hope that doesn't sound pretentious, but I think that's helping. But there's also, honestly, a lot of the times when it comes to reaction videos specifically, they're very time consuming. Because it's so time consuming, it takes away from me dedicating time to other kinds of videos that I want to make. And it's really because I'm scared that no one is going to care about my channel without those. So yeah, I don't know, it's complicated. I'm very like neutral on my channel right now, so I'll kind of leave it at that. Additional question, what do you enjoy making the most? Honestly, what I enjoy making the most, it'd be video essays and travel vlogs. And the reason why I say that is because those are the kinds of videos where I'm proud that those kind of videos exist on my channel. I feel like, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but none of my friends except for Lisa even knows that I have a YouTube channel. And a very small group of my family members know about my YouTube channel as well. And sometimes like my aunt will say like, oh, what's the name of your YouTube channel again? And I'll say, oh, it's In My Humble Opinion. When that happens, sometimes I get very reluctant even with sharing my YouTube channel with like family and whatnot, because the first thing you'll see is like a bunch of reaction review videos. And I just feel like I get it in the sense of it attracts a lot of people to come to my channel. It's like, oh, the views. And then if you attract those people, hopefully they'll watch the other kinds of videos. I mean, like that's how a good chunk of you even found my channel. But at the same time, it's like, is that something that I'm necessarily proud to show? Like, oh, this is the kind of videos that I primarily make on my channel. If I'm being honest, not really. Hello, it's me from like past, present day. Whoa, isn't that like an X-Men movie? Okay, anyways, I'm editing this video that you're watching right now, and I just wanted to clarify what I just said because I don't want what I said to be misconstrued. So basically, I'm not trying to say that I'm not proud of like all the videos on my channel, specifically speaking about the reaction and review videos. I like those videos. I'm proud of them because I worked hard on them, and I like them because I know a lot of you like them as well. So that's really, really cool. However, what I am saying is that at times I find it very hard to balance between doing those kinds of videos, which I know a lot of people have a higher likelihood of watching, versus doing videos that I personally want to do, even though I'm not quite sure if people are going to care. Yeah. That's what I mean to say. I'm not trying to say that any other type of video is like more or less important. Obviously, I'm gonna have my favorites, but yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful. Yeah, okay. And then like there's certain movie reviews where I'm like, oh, that was a really good movie review. But yeah. Justin also asks, what do you want to produce in the coming months / year? I really want to start devoting more time to video essays in some way. Now, choosing what exactly I'm going to cover in the video essays is like a whole other thing. But yeah, like I definitely want to do like video essays. Like there's this one YouTube channel that I follow. The YouTube channel name is Honest. I feel like honestly, that's something that I could see myself potentially having that kind of content on my channel. I just have to figure out exactly what I would want to cover. But yeah, I would love to incorporate more video essays. And another thing I would love to do too is my very first YouTube video here on my channel was album review of Michael Jackson's Thriller, and it was supposed to be the first episode in a series called Albums Revisited, and I would love to bring that back on the channel. Justin also wants to know, how long does it take you to edit a single video? It just really depends on the kind of video that I'm editing. I mean, to specifically go into Fan Reaction Friday videos, editing one video could potentially be 4 to 6 hours. Travel vlog video, it depends on how much footage I'm editing to begin with. That could be like 6 to 8 hours as well. It all really depends on the kind of video that I'm editing. Like it's hard for me to put a time of it takes me exactly this amount of hours to edit a video. If you could go back and change something now that you know more about YouTubing, what would you change, or what's something you wish you knew before starting? Mentally, just recognize and know that not every single video that you make on the channel is for everyone. And I think that's still something that I'm like trying to come to terms with too, especially since I make so many different kinds of videos. Understand that while you do have a certain amount of like subscribers, that doesn't necessarily mean that each subscriber is going to be tuning into every single video. Like there are some people who only specifically subscribed because at the time you were making American Horror Story videos and they liked it, and then after that they bounced. And no, like that's okay. And that doesn't mean that like you're a bad quote unquote YouTube creator and that your content sucks. That just means like that particular person was only interested in those videos, and they have every right to only be interested in those videos, and that's okay and that's fair. That's something I would tell myself going in, to not try and please everybody, but then at the same time still try and think of where and what do you ultimately want your YouTube channel to be known for and to become. I think that's still honestly something that I'm learning constantly. I still consider myself like fairly new in the YouTube lifespan of things. And then last question is, are you happy? I think I'm getting there. I think the last time I was like genuinely happy with my life and like with every facet of my life was when I was 19. Like as soon as there was like a 2 that was placed in the front, like things just got like really bleak. So I'm getting there. I'm still dealing with a lot of uncertainty, not just like on the YouTube front, but in like other aspects of my life as well. To get a little personal, now almost 3 years ago, I don't like to say it was like the worst year of my life because I don't want to challenge God and the universe, but it was a very difficult year in my life because I was like still in law school and I wasn't very happy when I was in law school. Around that time too, my mom had a stroke, and that was very like kind of like a traumatic event in my life, and recovering from that. And then about a year after my mom was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, and that was again an additional like hurdle for me to get through. She's okay now, but like that was difficult. And then I'm also just like going through this like life change. It's been a long ongoing life change of eventually moving to the Philippines and being there for like longer periods of time, like not just a month but multiple months, like long stretches of time. So much so that like literally last night as I was walking out of Barnes & Noble, I got this book for me. It's called How to Survive Change You Didn't Ask For. I think I'm definitely in a better place than I was when all of that was going on, and I feel like mentally like stronger because I was able to get through it. And I feel like in a way my skin has toughened a bit. I feel a bit more realistic in terms of looking at the future and what I need to do and how I'm going to survive. Not to say like I'm not happy, but I'm also not satisfied and content with where I am right now in my life. I think I'm on this like ongoing journey towards like what does happiness look like for me, and what does that feel like, and what are the things that define my happiness. So yeah. All right, and the last question comes from Nikita Ray, and I think this is a good one to end on. Nikita Ray, longtime supporter of the channel, wants to know, where do you see your channel a year from now, or even at 20K? Where do you see it? I think as I've gotten older, I feel like time passes by so much more quickly. Like a year from now doesn't seem too far off. I would even say like 5 years from now doesn't seem too far off, which is like crazy to think. So a year from now, I would hope that my audience has grown. I hope the quality of my videos has improved in some way, some form. A year from now, I would hope that I'm more consistent with my videos. I hope that I have actually followed through with my desire of trying to create more video essays. At 20K, I hope 20K comes faster than 10K. I just hope whatever videos are on my channel by the time 20K comes, they're videos that I'm proud of, and they're videos that are quality videos and have good substance and are entertaining but informative, and they're a good representation of like me. In the long run, in terms of what I would want my YouTube channel to be, I actually down the line would love for this to become more collaborative with other people. I would love if eventually one day this channel grows to become a place where you don't just see me. I think a YouTube channel that is kind of like my personal North Star in terms of where I would like to see my channel grow and develop to become is this new YouTube channel. They're called Watcher. The creators are these 3 guys who previously worked at BuzzFeed, and one of them, Steven Lim, he was known for the BuzzFeed series Worth It. So he left BuzzFeed and he now has a YouTube channel with these 2 other guys who were also on BuzzFeed, and they were popular for like this mystery kind of crime series on BuzzFeed, but they now have their own channel, and on their YouTube channel they create different kinds of series. So that would be something I ideally would like my YouTube channel to be, like known for having these different, very distinct series, kind of like a TV network. I would love if I were to travel to specific cities or locations that were associated with something in pop culture and like experience that city through the lens and eyes of said thing. Another series I would love to eventually create is something like related to fandom. There was this documentary that was created by Tom Felton. He played Draco Malfoy in the Harry Potter series, and it was called Tom Felton Meets the Superfans, and I thought that documentary was so interesting, so I'd love to create a series on my channel kind of inspired by that documentary, but like talking to different fans of very specific things. I don't know, I always have so many ideas, but I'm only one person. It's a lot, and I also have like other things going on in my life too, so there's that. Whew, wow, this is a long video. I'm gonna have so much fun editing this. Alright, well, that's about it for this video. I hope you were cozy while watching it because it was a long one to film. I don't know what the edited runtime of this video is, but unedited, it's an hour and a half. Like, it's literally, I'm looking at the timer right now, it says an hour and 24 minutes. So, again, I just have to say thank you guys so much for supporting the YouTube channel and getting us to 10K. Like, again, like I said, I remember when I first started YouTube and that subscriber list was like 13. I appreciate you, I thank you, and I especially thank the people who submitted questions. They were really great questions, so thanks for that. And you know, onward and upward. Hopefully this is only the beginning. Yeah, alright, I'll end the video here. As always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all my humble opinion, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!